Okay, trade travel tripper, here we are. We're at the Air Force Museum, or here in Hanoi in northern Vietnam. Let's have a quick look at stuff on the outside and then we'll go on to the inside. So there's quite a bit of stuff hanging around out here. Some fair old size guns, a bit of perished tyres and whatnot. Definitely old. Had radar trailer. This cool little buggy. Some more big guns there. Supplied by the US to Russia in World War II, used by the Soviets in their battles against the Japanese in Manchuria, delivered later to the People's Liberation Army of China, and finally to Vietnam. The US aircraft was downed by fire of the gun. So this is probably the one that shot down the B-52, maybe. Oh look, here's an F-4 Phantom, I think. And if so, that is my favourite jet fighter plane. Not that I'm a huge jet fighter plane aficionado, perhaps, but they're just cool. So they got some wreckage of down. Look at this crane truck. That thing's mad. It's got a jib and everything on it. Anti-aircraft missile system. So it's a missile launching truck. Here's the little Cessnas. God, there's not a lot left on that. That thing's been stripped. Fully stripped. No one took the pedals. And there's some jet engines here on the ground. Unbelievable, wow. Look at this stuff. Crazy to think that stuff's been spinning flat out. Yeah, look at this Phantom. Aircraft wreckage field. Wreckages of American aircraft, including B-52 strategic bombers, downed by soldiers of Vietnam's Air Defense Force. So, it would have been quite the score to down the F-4 Phantom. That's this one here, and then look at the state of it. It is smashed up. It's got no engines inside of it. Got the cockpit part of it there. Here it is, F-4B, Phantom jet aircraft. This is shot down over Than and Hoa. 12th of May, the Phantom was flown by Charles Everett and David John Rowlands. The Phantom was on a support mission during an aircraft bombing attack to destroy the Ham Rong Bridge. It was shot down by anti-aircraft artillery. The plane came from the US Kitty Hawk, belonged to a squadron. The Phantom landed in the Ma River downstream. The two pilots ejected and were captured and held prisoner until the end of the war. Of the American War. They were released in 1973. Look at this thing. Wow. Tell you what, pretty cool. Look at the ribs and everything up in there. Just all engines. The old F4. Not a lot to it. Where the engines would have attached onto there. And then yeah, they used to have all this good heat shielding at the back here where the exhaust was. You can see a little bit of it's left there, not much. This side's got a lot more. I don't know if it's titanium or stainless, that, but yeah, pretty cool. Here's some more wreckage in the debris field. Wow. Look at this stuff. They've just got it piled up. Look at the gun with the revolver on it. That is a hefty bullet. Hefty old bullet. It's actually snapped clean in half, that F4. Look at the tail on it. So maybe it stayed in the river for a while. Look at this thing's totally cracked. Wow, all the little bolts on it. Awesome to see. It's sad to know that the only way you get damage like this is to fall from the sky. Yeah, cool. Some of these bloody things. What would take one of those down? Torah missile. Alright, so there's going to be a lot to see, so we better go inside before it closes. I suppose. Tell you what, the fumes of Hanoi have got me with a cough. This radar thing. Alright, so we'll go up in here and we'll have a look, eh? Here's Mr. Ho Chi Minh. Alright, so he's put a little rip in my ticket. So here we are. Mr. Ho Chi Minh. You can tell it's Ho Chi Minh because he's always wearing sandals, apparently. There's some original sandals. I made them out of car tyres back in the day. That's number 1 or 3? No, it's all in Vietnamese, mostly. Now this gun. Drag that thing around with you for a while, you'll know about it. And this stuff. Old radio. Oh, there's a plane when it's crashed, French bombers. So yeah, the old Vietnamese had to fight the French, then they had to fight the bloody Americans, then they had to fight the Cambodians, and the Chinese earlier than that. Cat Bai Hai Phong Airport, 1956. Well, I loved it out at Hai Phong. That was so good. Look at this thing. Wow. Unreal. Bit of 5G. Here's a chair in a box. A chair many times utilised by Uncle Ho Chi Minh. So he's sitting in that chair there. There he is, boys. Everyone's happy to meet him. 1960. This map is really cool. This bloody bomber. Bomber plot. Wow. Look at this. Sidewinder missiles. What the heck? Bombshell. Some wreckage of the aircraft. Poor old Vietnam, they didn't deserve what happened. So here's a picture here. Well, it's like a model. It's bloody awesome. The hammer on. Looks like they shot down quite a few planes. Trying to get that bridge, stop the Ho Chi Minh Trail, I guess. Model of the missile battlefield. Wow, there's a lot of missiles in this room. This is their bulletproof vests made with bits of plants. Some probably American stuff. Russian stuff here. Rocket warhead. Water tubes in. Unreal. Here's some rockets. Little flick out fins, they're all spring loaded. Look at this bent gun. Wow, that's had one heck of a hit. Look at the barrels. What's this thing? It's a 6-barrel gun, 6,000 shots per minute. 1966. Look at this hammer. It's done some hammering. It's really cool. It says used by the 5th Battalion Missile Regiment. So if you want to hammer your missiles on, you better use a soft hammer. All this stuff. The wiring on that thing. Here's the chaff. This is for throwing off planes. Thin metal wires filled in a bomb causing confusion to our radar systems and target discovery. We're onto it. There's the radar dish. Unreal. So I've got this place to myself currently, which is pretty good. We're going to have to keep moving because they shut reasonably soon. And here's artifacts describing the attack on a US radar station in Pathi, northern Laos. And there's a pressure suit worn by a hero of People's Armed Forces pilot Nguyen Hong Ni of the Air Force Regiment, shooting down 8 US aircrafts. Pretty amazing. Look, here's a flight suit by the look. Little strings all on it. Artifacts. Here, US Colonel American pilot Norman Kagadixie shot down 1967 with his gear. So he's got plants that you probably can and can't eat. Little picture. And look up here. Flight paths, air fights and whatnot. Some more gear. Another missile. Sidewinder launcher. Look at this gun. That is a serious piece of business. Look at it. What's it called? Gun set's mounted on the MiG-17, so that's a Russian. No wonder it looks chunky. Straw hat. Application for enlistment. Handwriting of people likely killed. Some radar stuff. Sitting here and trying to work out what all that's doing. We got this radio backpack. Look at the segments on it. It's really interesting. Trying to destroy the road and rail to Haiphong. Now, does this spin? It looks like it does. Pretty good models. Telling the stories. Try not to tip it over and wreck it. Delayed action bombs ahead. It's an aluminium made from downed aircrafts. Wow. Unreal. These tanks with the shades. And tyre tracks. Different vehicles. And the wreckage of the fallen helicopter. Scout tower. Unbelievable. Here's a helicopter hitting the power lines or wires that they strung up. Handmade mine by hero of our foe to fight against the US aircrafts. Here he is, Vofo, Military Zone 5, downed an enemy aircraft with a primitive weapon made by himself. Crazy thing. Pilot's site. This site was used by pilot Dang Nok New on May 10th, 1972, battle to shoot down one F-4 aircraft. Look at that gun. So bent. 30mm cannon. It's the pilot's chair. Wing for MiG-21. Yeah, this looks like the stairs. I don't know about going down, but we'll go up. One-way street. It's all the service officers promoted to general ranks. These are officers promoted to the title of Hero of People's Armed Forces, Hero of Labour, Air Force High Command. Some battle-hardened dudes in this mob. So maybe downstairs was more the American and invading stuff, and up here was more of the defenders' local stuff, perhaps. Used as a target for drills and live fire exercises. Oh wow. Space Cooperative Flight 1980. What? Intercosmos flight. As far as the Intercosmos program was concerned, the first Asian to fly to space came from Vietnam. After passing rounds of stringent selection, 2 elite aviators were chosen for a training course, Cosmonaut Training Center outside of Moscow. Piloted the Colonel Victor Gorbato and Lieutenant Colonel Pham Tuan, launched into space at the Baikonur spaceport. The following day it docked with the orbital complex Salyut Soyuz 36. During 8 orbital working days, Comrade Pham Tuan completed his researching program, observed and took pictures of the Earth, conducted scientific experiments. You can return to Earth safely. Wow, unreal, I didn't know that. So this is obviously where it docks. You can see this, how schmick it is. It's so smooth. It's still got the machining lines in it from the lathe as well. But then there's other metal in there, and it's very impressive. And this is like Bakelite ring, and that there's the door. And look at the seat. So you're just in there launching around, and this is all Bakelite on the outside as well, or phenolic. It's got a bit of rope on it. It's got a friggin' bit of a cord. There's another hole through it there, and it's full of probably asbestos. It looks awesome. Wow, it's cool. Flipping cave. Try to get a photo. I'm sure there's info on the internet. Here he is, returning to the earth. There's the parachute. Here's likely the bottom of it, or top. Kind of looks like it went down that way though. Unreal. It's all just thick phenolic Bakelite. That is crazy. Here's the plug. Unreal. It's got little steps, and that's good. So you're meant to get up and peek inside. All the buttons. So you would have had to learn Russian to get in there. Oh, that's 2 seats in there. So there's one in the middle, and then there's one on just on the side. You can't hardly see from here. Wow. And there's a picture of the Earth on this ball. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's just down here. I don't know what that blue thing is. It looks like seatbelt, but what a machine. God, you're brave. You are brave to get in there. Look at the rubber and the O-ring on it. It's all corroding due to galvanic reaction. And all the wiring and everything's like there. It's just behind a bit of a sheet. God, it would have been terrifying. Oh my God. Alright, let's get back to some other stuff. I'm just so grateful there's nobody else here, especially screaming children, as has infested the entire everywhere I've ever been in Vietnam so far, pretty much. Last museum we went to, there's just kids running amok. There's all sorts of trophies and awards. Interesting, some Egyptian stuff here. Look at all the pharaohs. There's no air conditioning in this top level, it's very warm. This is Fidel Castro. Cuba is willing to sacrifice their blood for Vietnam. Mother and pilot. Ha Buck Provincial Party and People's Committee awarded Vietnam People's Air Force. So she gave the pilot a coconut by looks. Here's a little Jenny, Russian generator. Cool, looks like that thing would start first pull still. And to fix the runway, they precast all these concretes and they just patch it up. Here they are. Unreal, they brought all the aeroplane wreckage back in an ox-drawn cart. Here they are making cement. Look at this chainsaw. Wow. electric chainsaw. Unreal. You can see some people sweated holding that thing in this jungle. Yeah, putting the plane away. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Here's an oil rig. A concrete mixing station during the airport construction. They're laying it out. Cement factory. And there's an oil rig. That's a cool model. It looks to be all made with probably paper or maybe plastic. Here's an M5 self-propelled munition. Some helicopter tyres, MiG aircraft tyres. And what's this? Looks like a trainer. This is for planting seeds. Be fucking cool if they let you sit in there. Like a training rig of some description. Practice climbing in and out of something. So yeah, they got big aircon things here, but they're not running them. There's only one on downstairs as well, but up here is especially hot. Anyway, we'll keep moving. Oh, look at this bike. Some shells. Bit of coral, but look at this bike. It's got your boxer motor. Boxer engine. Look at the tyre. How old it is. That thing is awesome. Look how used it is. The patina on that you can't just make. Even though it's like somewhat restored. It's very, very cool. Look at this thing. The minigun. There's a canopy off a MiG-17. Wow. Look at this thing. Communication apparatus, a rack. Collected from a US puppet used to command the attack of the Tan Son Nhat Air Base. They don't even call them soldiers, they call them puppets. Which is probably fair too. Here they are smashing into Saigon. American aircraft in the Saigon streets. This wreckage is there's so much. young men. Wonder if that's the B-52 in the lake that I visited. I imagine it is. Definitely looks like it. It's absolutely destroyed. I don't think you go inside that way. It's open. The lights are off, so we're not going in there today. This is 3D printed. Definitely appears, yeah, I would say that is definitely 3D printed. And probably these are as well. Interesting. This is what they were up against. There's Haiphong evacuating. Man, Haiphong was so nice. Alrighty, let's have a quick look. Okay, now let's go outside. Alright, well I must say that was bloody cool. It was very awesome in there. Now let's have a quick look at some of these aircrafts. Now we know at least the bare minimum about them, so this looks like mostly US stuff on this side or something, and then this side looks like the Vietnamese and Soviet Russian stuff would be my interpretation. We'll see if we can't take a few photos of some of these things and try and make 3D models and 3D print them, because the history here is just incredible. I love the display they have happening there. It goes all the way around the back here. I love that van. These radars. Look at this thing. Wow. That's old as heck. Training plane. $1959, look at it. Hey, cutting edge at the time, but unbelievable. And look at this little bugger. And then wow, check this one. Douglas Sky Raider. Man, what a wow. I'll show you this helicopter here. It's unreal. Sky Raider is cool. All the clips for the bombs. Oh, there's some more trucks down here. Let's check out the trucks and then we'll suss this gigantic helicopter. That thing is huge. It's got no tail shaft. Bluetooth tail shaft. Tank truck. Fuel department. And check this machine. Wow, and this thing here. Man, these are some tough trucks. Soviet ones, I'd say. Look at the diffs on this one. Vertical diffs. Man, this thing's a rig. Whew. Alright, how to squiz of this helicopter. That's the biggest helicopter I've ever seen. Here comes some children, of course, when we want to look at the helicopter. That's alright, it's got wings and everything on it. Absolutely massive, massive helicopter. The tyre, it's up to my armpit, just the tyre. It's a shame it's locked because it looks like they let you inside sometimes. I'd have to bribe the guard. Please let me in, please. Look, people have written their name in the helicopter, so it's an MI6. Carried thousands of tons of goods. Wow, this thing is unreal. What a monster helicopter. Alright, let's look at some more helicopters. Down the helicopter street. This thing's cool. MI-24. Look, it's got rockets all over it. Jet engines. This thing's a couple of bombs and things on it, but it's twin counter-rotating props. This one's broken, they've had to patch it with a bit of angle. That's cool. Look at this. American helicopter, that one, the old Huey I think, or similar. Look at this thing here. Fuck, it's pointy. That is one pointy plane. Interceptor bomber F5. $2,000 bombs. Pon Pot's headquarters. In Cambodia. Well, there you go, eh? There you go. So that's pretty much most of it. Unbelievably good. This was so good and I almost didn't come to it. But no, this museum is world class, obviously. There's none better, and I have been to the one in, I've been to a few. Where'd we go? Oh, my brain's cooked. I went to the one at Da Nang. That was pretty small, and I didn't actually go inside. I had a few things, and then I went to one at Hue. That was not too bad. Again, didn't go inside, only outside. They had a few things. I've been to the one in Ho Chi Minh City. That's really, really sad. It has a whole area about the Agent Orange and the effects of that. This thing has a jet engine in the back of it. I don't think it's a rocket engine. Well, it could be. Probably. Wild. Yeah, there's this amazing, I assume, MiG. Proud lair. Unscratched. Undefeated. And look at this weapon. These things are great, aren't they? The Mi-4 transport helicopter. That thing's a beast. go have a look at these couple of trucks. We'll have a look at everything, might as well, while we're here. These trucks are great, I love them. Yeah, what do you reckon of the video so far? Type it in the comments. I know it's hard to watch a video as opposed to being here, but I only film it for you guys because otherwise I'd just take it in with my own eyes. I love this one, look at this. Soviet made radar. Crazy. That thing's a beast. Look at this one here. This is a 15, this is a 12. Yeah, so from the 12 they've gone from wooden planks and sketchy radar to the full array with this metal box on the back. Still the same diffs, they got bolt together front axles. The rears are very much the same. Pretty big. You just got to bolt your whole diff apart in the middle. Pretty cool. Oh. All the stars on there, I wonder if that's counting the kills. Wow. Very, very cool. So this is the Hanoi Air Force Museum, yeah? Yeah. They got them packed in. Look at the bloody engine size on this thing. Had to build a cover, stop people sleeping in there. That is massive. That is a big plane. The Sukhoi Su-22M built by the Soviets. Kind of tell just looking at it. They're bloody clever. Some clever men over that way. They really liked the one big engine down the middle designs, but then to get an accurate airspeed you got to put it way out the front, so they've all got these little spikes. Look at that thing, wow, that thing's unreal. Let's have a look, what's it called? A little mad seaplane. That's cool. The little tips on the wings. The freighting aircraft AN-2. Training parachutes and whatnot, spraying repellents. Parachuting supplies and everything, so yeah. What a cool plane. Big radial engine in it. It's got all sorts of flaps and stuff. What's this thing called? The VNS 41. Basic pilot training, forest protection and rescue. Oh, I nearly just got sliced in the forehead. Hey. Well, this has been absolutely great. Let's go and have a look at this camo plane. This camo plane is great too. Look at it. Oh, it's mad. What is it? Looks like a MiG of some description, some Russian thing. Earlier one though, Interceptor MiG-17. It's fully got guns on the front. You can still see the rifling inside here. It's got covers for the landing gear. Oh, they probably made those, yeah, because that has the cover built onto the wheel. The linkages and everything for that. Hey. What an amazing machine. Yeah, right, so there you go. That is the Air Force Museum. Look at the fins on this thing. Hey, this thing is awesome. There we are. Baotang, yeah? Thanks if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.